All right, welcome back to the Supercoach Knife channel. In this video, we're going to review Supercoach NBA after week 16 of the 2025-26 season. So obviously a big week in terms of the length, given that it covered each side of the All-Star break, but also a big week for scoring. So I scored 1,389 points this week, which was good enough for top 3%, so just outside the top 1,000 for the round. And did see us move up a couple hundred spots, so we finally cracked the top 2K. A couple league wins as well is nice, but just onwards and upwards. So if we have a look at the team this week, we had Tyron Maxey score us a 130 as vice captain, pretty handy score. Austin Reeves, I think he was one of the ones we traded in, a little bit flat with 87 this week. Spencer with 38 as well has probably done his job for us, so we might look to use his cash potentially to upgrade elsewhere. Shooting guard, pretty set at the moment. Murray, Newpool, 122, 123 apiece. Love to see that. Nikola Jokic as captain, doing Nikola Jokic things, 200 points on the dot. So the correct choice is captain this week. Jalen Johnson with 127 was great. Anunoby with 44. Made some cash, but I think he has to go this week. Break even of 88. Jackson has been making a bit of cash. 82 this week was a bit of a surprise. And then Sengun with 87 is probably one we might have to try and fix sooner rather than later. Towns with 151, so respectable break even this week. And Wemby in the flex with a 162. So the centers doing the business. In terms of the game day matchups, let's go back. So the first league snuck over the line against Mark's team, LA Knights, with a 1363. So having a look, some good scores there as well. So Adebayo with 97, Thompson with 89. I guess when you look at them like this, 87s aren't that bad, but just when you see the monster scores around them, they're just a little bit flat. But I think, yeah, just getting 151, 162, sort of outpointing Kawhi Leonard, Donovan Mitchell. So that was probably the slight difference there. But across the league, we've got a few 1400s. Looks like David's team, inside out with a 1452 was the best. So it looks like only the one double-digit score with Brown scoring an 87, but he had Johnson, Maxey, Towns, Cade Cunningham for a 160, pretty nice. Donovan Mitchell, 131, Murray, Kawhi Leonard, so some solid scoring there. Second league, got a good win over the Court Jesters, Tony's team. So he had Porter Jr. from Cleveland score a 9. That's a bit stiff. Kevin Porter Jr. though, 142 was nice. Siakam with just a 53. Cooper Flag with an 18 must have gone down injured. That's unlucky. Had Anunoby as well, so that sort of cancelled each other out. Although actually he didn't, he copped a DNP. There you go. So had to play that. But in the second league, looks like giddy up. Joshua's team, 1456, and an 89 from Eamon Thompson. Had a 106 on the bench for Kevin Durant. How do you pull that off? I had Cooper Flag play over Durant. So if you've got Durant sitting on your bench, you're doing well for cash. That's all I can say. I am struggling a bit. But great stuff there, Joshua. Other players went well this week. Let's have a look. So I had the top two. Cade Cunningham, number 3. Desmond Bain. So that's a name I have not heard of before, but has come from the clouds with a 157. Well done to the 0.7% that are on him. So I had 3 of the top 5. I'll take that. That's a pretty solid week for me. Klingon, Jared Allen, a couple of centers scoring pretty well there as well. If you've gone the alternate pathway, Kevin Porter Jr. had a good game. James Harden with a 132. So wasn't sure about how he and Mitchell would coexist, but looks like they're doing just fine. And then, yeah, four in the top 15. So what's that? A total of seven out of the top 15 on my team this week. You love to see that. Any cheapies? Matherin. So has he must have moved to the Clippers. I'm pretty sure he was at Indiana, but 120. So he's only got two games this week though, so probably not a viable option now, but could be one just to keep a little eye on. Chet went all right. Paul Reed with a ton at 7.5 mil. We could put him on the centre bench, but don't know if we can afford to waste a trade there at the moment. Isaiah Joe with a even 100 at OKC. So averaging 11, but just popped off a 100 out of nowhere. uh, yeah, so I guess with these big scores as well, there could be some nice break evens this week. So it could be an opportunity to make some cash. Starting with Alondes Williams, guessing that's how you say it. 4.4 mil, negative 26 break even, offer 3 game 71. So obviously just up and running in the team. Maybe they're just giving the young guys a go because Kadari Richmond as well. So it could be a couple little cash outs at guard there if you like to look at them. I might have to get the depth chart going in a minute. Kobe Brown and Ben Shepherd at Indiana. So again, maybe another team just blooding the young guys, giving them a crack. Anthony Gill, another Washington guy. Brooke Lopez, 89 last week. So I guess there is a little bit of cash to be made if you're looking for it, but don't necessarily know if we're looking for it. This is probably the tempting one, Williams. But let's have a look what other people are doing. I might just sneak a peek. So everyone's just trading guns for guns. So it looks like this week you've got the likes of Doncic, Cunningham on 4, Milwaukee, so Kevin Porter. So I probably haven't really paid attention to things like injuries as well. So let's get that going. Have a quick look. Just try and bring up the depth chart too, just to have a look at the likes of Washington and that. What's going on there? Looks like the regular sort of starters, but yeah, don't know what happened there. Injuries, anything major? Cooper Flag, so he should be back. So I must have just missed a few games with the foot injury. Steph Curry out for another week. Does that provide opportunity at Golden State? Um, all right, just keep scrolling through. So Giannis is due back. So maybe like a Kevin Porter Jr. type shout might not be the smartest. So SGA out for most of this week, so it probably makes the point guard conversation a little bit easier. Um, Damian Lillard, yep. So he's not back till next season. Then Sabonis, Scotty Barnes is due back. Um, and then, well, there is a few injuries there at the Wizards. So that probably explains some of the young guys getting a run. Cool. All right. Yeah, so in terms of this week, so I think break even wise, Con will be all right, 45. Austin Reeves. I guess we want to get Luca back in. What do we need? 6 mil. We've got that in the bank. So we could do the straight trade there. Although, could we use Reeves on field somewhere? Okay, here's what we'll do. Yeah, that's fine. Get rid of Ananobi, who's been a punish. Can push Con forward. Get Luca in. We're a little bit under, but that's fine. We can cash out Spencer, I think. And we did say there was a bit of opportunity there, so let's put Williams in just based off the average of 24. Hopefully, he can get a few more games. And then that gives us 5 mil to upgrade. So, yeah, so again, we'll probably need the break evens to guide us a bit here. See, Towns is all right. Shengun's got 4 games. We're not trading him. Johnson's pretty much a keeper anyway, so that's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's probably just take your pick really at this point. Can you do filters of who's got how many games? That'd be super handy. Maybe that's on for Supercoach. Can we filter out the teams with 4 games instead of having to do it manually? So we've got Boston, Brooklyn, Cleveland, Dallas. So Cleveland, we could look at a Harden or Mitchell. Well, they got 2 games next week. Let's look 2 weeks ahead. So Boston, Dallas is good. Detroit, so Cade is an obvious choice. Houston, so Durant, that. The Lakers, so yep, Luke is definitely in. We keep Reeves. The Bucks, so if you wanted to back Giannis in, you could. The Pelicans, maybe Zion. Spurs, so Wemby, captaincy option. Love to see that. But yeah, I think based off that, I'd be most keen to get Cade Cunningham in. 18 mil. So we could do Reeves or Murray. Reeves has got the 4 this week. So I think it's a bit brutal, but I think we've got to cut Murray. He's done a good job for us, but it's all about the fixtures at the moment. So we'll lock that in. So you've got Maxi Doncic at the back. Probably, SGA, throw him in, then you've got the top 3 point guards there. Cunningham, Reeves is, probably could upgrade, but he's playing 4 this week, so we'll give him a go. Obviously, Con and Jackson's got a bit of money on his head. He's going to make a bit more money too. Break even at 26. So hopefully next week it could be like a bit of an upgrade of that last small forward spot. Again, we are struggling for cash a little bit. So like Şengün is going to be hard to get back up to a Giannis or something like that. But yeah, we'll just ride the wave and see how it goes. But captain and vice captain this week, I think with the 4 games, you've got to go Wemby, captain, Luca, vice captain. Obviously, Jokic could outscore them. 4 times 43 is 166. But I guess law of averages sort of points to the 4 gamers. Yeah, so that's the team going into week 17. As always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the NBA content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.